Yeah, with the rising cost of living, you ever feel like you're just barely holding on to money these days? Like, no matter what you do, someone is out there plotting Mr. Crab style to make sure your wallet is empty by Friday? Well, it turns out you're not crazy, or maybe you are, but there are actually a ton of companies out there trying to squeeze every last penny out of us, suckle every last drop of milk from the bosom that is your finances, using all sorts of scummy tactics. And today, we're going to dig into some of those worst offenders. Data exploitation, pay-to-win games, price discrimination, and subscription traps. I want to start with a fan favourite, data exploitation. If you've ever used the internet, which, unless you're living under a rock, you have, you're probably given away more personal info than you'd ever be comfortable with. Social media companies are the worst at this. They're like that one friend who overshares everything, except they're oversharing your life. Here's how it works. You think you're liking a post or stalking your ex, but behind the scenes, Facebook, Instagram, and a bunch of other apps are building a profile on you. What you like, where you shop, what you dream about last night. Yeah, all that stuff is getting sorted, sold, served up to advertisers on a grimy, diseased, festering platter. And this isn't just for targeted ads. No, it goes much deeper. These companies use your data to nudge you towards specific behaviours. Ever find yourself doom scrolling at 3 am, only to wonder how you've been looking at TikToks for 3 hours straight? Yep, that's the algorithm. It knows exactly how to keep you glued to the screen. But don't worry, they're not just selling your attention span to advertisers, they're also selling it to political campaigns. Remember those super targeted political ads you saw in the last election? That's your personal data hard at work, turning you into a walking, talking, voting statistic. So basically, your data is worth a lot of money, it's just that none of it goes to you. How fair, right? Up next, let's talk about the bane of every gamer's existence, pay-to-win games. Look, I do get it, developers obviously need to make money, especially when they're launching a free-to-play game. Some of these games are taking advantage of us so bad, we might as well be tied up and gagged. Especially when a free-to-play game makes you pay $100 for one Bruno Mars or Harvey Weinstein skin, like, for real? The idea behind pay-to-win games is simple. They let you download and play the game for free, but if you actually want to get sweaty, well, you're going to have to pay for that privilege, baby. Want a cool sword? $20. Want to skip the grind and unlock a new character? $50. Want to not die every 5 minutes? Yeah, it's another $100. But here's the really unethical part. They design these games to frustrate you just enough to get you to spend money. They'll make the free experience as painfully as humanly possible, like forcibly sitting you down and making you watch the entirety of the Borderlands movie. Ever heard of loot boxes? Those are the ultimate trap. You buy one thinking maybe I'll get something cool this time. Spoiler, you probably won't. But you'll keep buying them anyway because the game makes you feel like you're just this close to winning big. Like any hopelessly addicted gambling addict you've ever heard. It's like slot machines, but for your 12-year-old cousin. And of course, once you've sunk $500 into the game, it feels like quitting would just be a total waste, right? Congrats, you've been big stung, my friend. Now let's talk about something a little lesser known. Price discrimination based on user data. You ever notice that the price of something you looked at online changes the second time you've checked? That's because the websites are watching everything you do and adjusting prices based on what they think you can afford. Here's how it works. Let's say you're shopping for plane tickets. You check on your shiny new MacBook and boom, the price goes up. You check from your office's Wi-Fi network and guess what? They jack the price up again because they figure this person can afford it. Meanwhile, if your broke roommate checks the same flight from their 2009 Dell that sounds like a jet engine, they get a better price. Basically, they're using your browsing history, your device, and sometimes even your location to figure out just how much they can squeeze out of you. It's like a high-tech version of when people haggle at the markets. But the computer is deciding if you're rich enough to overpay. And you have no idea this is even happening. Price discrimination like this means two people can pay drastically different amounts for the same product, based entirely on stuff they can't control. You thought capitalism was fair? Nope. It's failed. Time to embrace communism. Another unethical business practice is price gouging. The business model that says, how much will you pay not to suffer? You know, the fine art of jacking up prices during a crisis like they're selling the last pepper spray canister before attending a P. Diddy flavour camp. You thought inflation was bad? Nah, price gouging is inflation's deformed twin. A famous example of price gouging happened at the start of COVID-19. People rushed to buy essentials. Some sellers on Amazon jacked up the price of hand sanitizer to $70 a bottle, and face masks were selling for hundreds of dollars. One guy even stockpiled 17,000 bottles of sanitizer trying to flip them for insane prices, but got busted instead. Turns out, exploiting a global crisis for profit is a quick way to ruin your reputation and face legal dramas. Price gouging is the corporate equivalent of kicking you when you're down, except they're charging you for the boot. You know you need it, and suddenly they're treating basic necessities like some sort of luxury. Because even in a disaster, some companies just can't help but profit off your misery. I mean, if you're going to gouge me, at least take me out to dinner first, right? False scarcity, the classic buy now or miss out forever tactic. You've seen it everywhere, only 3 left in stock. Or this deal ends in 24 hours. Yeah, sure thing, squirt, because apparently every website in the world is on the verge of running out of product. It's like they're acting like their warehouse is the size of the room under the stairs in Harry Potter. So what's going on here? Simple. They're hacking your brain, tricking you into thinking you'll never get that carton of nitrous oxide canisters again if you don't hit buy now, like your life depends on it. In actuality, they aren't going anywhere. They'll be back in stock tomorrow, probably cheaper. But right now, they've got you sweating like it's the last one on earth. It's all part of a psychological game. Scarcity triggers FOMO, fear of missing out. They need you to panic buy, like you're competing in some imaginary Hunger Games for kitchen gadgets. And it works. You're suddenly asking yourself, what if I don't buy it and then regret it? Meanwhile, they're laughing all the way to the bank. And don't even get me started on fear tactics. Every other email you get is like, hurry, your account's going to expire. Or if you don't sign up today, your computer's going to explode. I mean, they've got you convinced that if you don't upgrade your antivirus right now, hackers are probably already looking into your private photo albums. Companies know fear is a powerful motivator. Fear of missing a deal, fear of losing access, fear of being hacked, whatever it takes to make you feel like the only way to be safe is by handing over your cash. It's like selling peace of mind at a premium, except that danger is made up. So false scarcity and fear tactics, the perfect two-piece combo of manipulation. They create the problem and then sell the solution. But don't worry, this video won't expire. But the subscribe button might, so hit it while you still can. Scarcity, fear, and a dash of manipulation, because what's business without a little psychological warfare? Lucky last free trials. Aren't they the best? Until of course you forget to cancel. It's like these companies know you're going to forget and they're just waiting to pounce the second the trial ends. The free trial is a business world's Trojan horse. They get you in with something shiny and free, 30 days of streaming, free delivery for a month, unlimited access to pole dancing classes. Then they quietly slide your credit card into their system. Before you know it, you're subscribed for life. And good luck cancelling, pal. You'll have better chances of escaping a trap from the movie Saw than finding the cancel option. Sometimes you'll even have to call them like we're back in the 90s. It's all part of the plan, of course. They make it just hard enough to quit that most people don't even bother. You're sitting there thinking, I'll just keep paying $14.99 a month for something I haven't used since that one pole dancing class I didn't even finish. Pro tip, set a reminder to cancel immediately, otherwise you'll be paying for subscriptions longer than I've been paying off speeding fines. So, data exploitation, pay-to-win gaming, price discrimination, price gouging, manipulative free trials, the modern hustle. It's like capitalism designed by Mr. Burns at the site of gaslighting. Remember, don't let them trick you into buying that unnecessary loot box, or sticking with a subscription you forgot about. So, if you want to express some approval, hate, or just need a vent, drop a comment below and hit that subscribe button. It is free. For now. So get in before they start charging.